I feel I have gotten off on the wrong foot with the TikTok censorship machine. So, I'm here to make amends. That's why I would like to say that this stream is for educational purposes only, and it is your duty as the viewer to fact check anything that I have said. Hello? Did you hear me? Did you hear me, Xiaoxi Chu? Did you hear me, TikTok machine? I said this is for educational purposes only. It is your job as the viewer to fact check anything that I have said. Did you get that? Did you get that, censorship machine? This stream is for educational purposes only, and it is your job as the viewer to fact check anything I have said. With that said, I will now say some more stuff I'm about to say. I loved Superman. I thought it was awesome. So I got the red on. Man, it was fun. I was talking to a couple of friends of mine, and we were trying to kind of figure out what made Superman so enjoyable. And like the what of it, is, varies for a lot of people. But I think the effect for a lot of folks at the end was how just good you felt. It's not often to go into a superhero movie and walk out feeling better than when you went in, So many of these superhero movies that, the hero has to lose something, and it has to be traumatic, there has to be a heartbreak, he has to lose a family member or whatever. And it was nice to see Superman do a movie where it was just fun, and like the stakes are high, absolutely, don't get me wrong, but like nothing really bad happened. I mean, sure, an entire city was ripped in half, and the globe almost as well, but other than that, but there wasn't again, this is for educational purposes only, it is your job as the viewer to fact check anything I have said. But Lois Lane obviously didn't die, or Jimmy, what's his name, Olsen, there was no main character death, right? So that was nice, and then the hero did also get to kind of grow a bit during the story, and man, that song at the end, the Iggy Pop song, I'm a punk rocker, yes I am. Well, I'm a punk rocker, yes I am. It's just a fun, I don't know why I had a lot of soul. Well, I'm a punk rocker, yes I am. I almost went Elvis with it. I'm a punk rocker, yes I am. But it was nice. It had a great ending, and the song was very uplifting. And, I think also the ending of the movie with him smiling to all these videos of him with his family, and him as a kid, and then of course the song itself, I think that really helped uplift. It was a very uplifting ending. It was a very uplifting moment, because he kind of came full circle from believing in his parents, who basically sent him here to conquer Earth, and now accepting these parents that he has now that did raise him and are human, and kind of raised him with a way for him to make his own choices, his own decisions, and to be a better person. Again, this is for educational purposes only. It is your job as the viewer to fact check me, okay? Did you get that? Did you get that? Censors? Did you get that? Did you get all that? Don't make me say it again. This live stream is for educational purposes only. It is your job as the viewer to fact check anything I have said. So, the movie was great. If you haven't seen it, go and see it. It was so much fun. A lot of time, and it actually worked. David BPHL, thank you so much for liking the stream. It worked really well because Superman for a long time has been buffed to being unstoppable, right? No one can do it. No one can even touch him, right? I'm well, David. Thanks for asking. How are you, man? But the problem is when you make Superman that powerful, it's hard to create conflicts and villains that can challenge him, right? That's just the nature of an all-powerful God character. So it was actually more interesting that they made him a little bit, they made him a lot less powerful. And it was interesting because we got to see this character really kind of pushed in ways that I feel like we haven't seen. Especially him fighting, the big dragon creature, because he couldn't really stop it. But he also wanted to prevent property damage, but he's not strong enough to just pick it up and, chuck it into the stratosphere. Which, like the Henry Cavill Superman, or even probably the Christopher Reeve Superman, even the Brandon Routh Superman. Brandon Routh in that movie moved like an entire island, right? An island of kryptonite, more or less. And he was able to chuck it out into outer space. That Superman could have moved that lizard dinosaur dragon thing, but this Superman couldn't, and it was interesting to see him grapple with that. And I think people nowadays actually relate with that more, because no one, the working class folks don't feel all powerful. We definitely don't. So it's interesting to see a character struggle so much. Which, fun backstory, when Stanley, again, this is for educational purposes, it is your job as the viewer to fact check anything that I have said. Fun backstory, when Stanley originally wrote Spider-Man, he pitched it, and he was told to get out of their office because they never thought that this superhero, who is so weak, because he can't hold down a job, he can't get a girlfriend, he's broke, he's barely passing his classes, this character was really, really weak. And so they never thought that it would work that way. They're superheroes can't be weak. They have to be all-powerful, and they can't struggle with things that us mortals do. And yet that is one of the things that made Spider-Man so lovable and so endearing to so many fans, is because of that, I think. Let's see, what else about Superman? David Corenswet was just great. He was fantastic. And oh my God, Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor was fantastic. I mean, all the acting was so well done. And of course, having Crypto, right? Huge bonus with the dog. I mean, it's movies that have dogs where they don't hurt the dog, and they don't go Old Yeller on it, are pretty good. Generally speaking, it's a very simple rule in Hollywood. If you have a movie with a dog and you want the movie to be liked, leave the dog alone. It's that simple. I don't know what it is. There was a book that I read when I was young called No More Dead Dogs. Again, this stream is for educational purposes only. It is your job as the viewer to fact check anything I have said. But there was a book called No Dead Dogs, and it was about this school, I think, who's trying to put on a play. I think they were trying to put on Old Yeller as a play, and someone was like, man, why does the dog have to die? And then there became this whole discussion of yeah, you know what, in Hollywood and in movies and storytelling, a lot of the dogs, they just in the story. What gives? What the F? So it seems so obvious to me that if you want to make a movie and you have a dog in it, just leave the dog alone. It's really not that hard. And of course, the biggest bonus with Superman, again, this is for educational purposes only. It is your job as the viewer to fact check anything I have said. Okay? But it was really fun to see all the people in the Magaverse get so triggered over this movie. These are supposed to be the big tough guys, right? That are not snowflakes, and here they are crying over an American icon. If you're triggered over Superman, you're doing it wrong. And they went back to the roots of the character. This is the roots of the character, where he was a character. Again, this stream is for educational purposes only. It is your job to fact check anything that I have said. The roots of this character are that he is an immigrant. He comes to this planet and is not particularly accepted because he's different. And they went back to the roots of all of that, and somehow that's now controversial. It's like saying that Jesus fed the poor, and they're like, I can't believe they did that. Cancel this movie. I want this book burned. Which, of course, they would do. It's like, that's the root of it all. That's how these characters came about. Superman was an immigrant, and he's an alien, and he was written by two Jewish folks, came to America fleeing Nazi persecution, and they created this character. So yeah, he's very anti-fascist. He says that all the time. He says it's un-American to, degrade people based on their religion or national origin or any of these other things. Again, this stream is for educational purposes only. It is your job as the viewer to fact-check anything I have said. And it was interesting back in those earliest iterations of Superman is that he actually couldn't fly. He just that's why it says, you're able to leap tall buildings in a single bound. Like, that's why it was in the original mantra of the cartoon series, because he couldn't fly. He was just jumping all over the place. So it was really cool to see the character go back to those kind of roots. Paul Willis 99 says he's a Christ figure. Yeah, Superman is a Christ figure. I don't understand your comment about James Gunn. James Gunn has been extremely successful with a lot of the things that he's done. And he made now the highest grossing and highest rated Superman movie of all time. And you're saying he's not a good guy? Okay? I don't get it. So, of course, it just goes to the insanity of what we see on the other side of the aisle with these people, is that, they're triggered over American icons, like Superman. They're triggered over Captain America. I mean, what are they going to get triggered about next? Football? Oh, that's right, they already were. Yeah, Paul, I'm familiar with his tweets. He made some very poor tweets, and he apologized for them, and he owned up to them, because that's kind of what people do. You make mistakes, and you become better for it. I don't know why you're trying to go all cancel culture on him in my stream. What are your sources? What do you read? Again, this is for educational purposes only. It is your job as the viewer to fact-check anything I have said. So, Paul, fact-check away. I gotta do the other stream here in a minute. But yeah, it was really... so anyways, the whole point of this, I'm doing a little bit of a pre-stream because I have to take my stuff to YouTube because the TikTok censorship machine is on full display right now, especially if we talk about the Epstein files. So, I'm gonna actually... Can I type it in the chat? How do I type? I think I can type here. Let me see. I feel like I should be able to type. And yet... here we go. YouTube.com... No? JGR, there we go. Okay, so that's where I'll be hosting the rest of this stream. We're going to be covering the Epstein files. So please go to there on YouTube here. I'm going to be going... As soon as I'm done with this stream, I'm going to go right on to YouTube, talk about that some more. This is just the warm-up. This is just fun. This is just stuff I had on the top of my head and was talking about. And it's just so... I'll never get over how we've gotten into this perversity complex, I guess, for lack of a better word, where, again, this is for educational purposes only. It is your job as the viewer to fact-check anything I have said. Like Ben Shapiro doing his thing, like, standing next to the poster of Superman. Again, Ben Shapiro standing next to Superman. And he thinks he's the good guy because he's degrading Superman. Good for you, buddy. This is the guy that couldn't get his wife wet if he threw her into a pool. Let's keep that in mind. So they're all losing their minds over it, and it's the whole perversity of it all because, like, Indiana Jones is the hero, okay? And now, if you were to show that movie to Republicans, they would say, now wait a minute, he's not the hero, he's a bad guy, he's stealing from our people. Shitty German accent. Anyways, go to YouTube. I'm going to be talking about the Schmepstein files on there. Well, unfortunately, can't talk about it here because of the censorship machine. So again, youtube.com/directorejjr. That is in the chat as well. I wonder if I can pin that. Oh, I can. Cool. Oh, I should have done that a long time ago. But where does it show up if it's pinned? I can't see it now that I typed it. And I pressed pin. I don't know. Maybe you guys can see it. Maybe you can't. So please, youtube.com/directorejjr. I'm going on there right now to go live stream and do the rest of this about the Schmepstein files.